I'm Josh, and this is Crackers, and today we'll be talking to you about activism and digital media. Now, with the rise of digital media, there's been some mutations within activism society. For instance, the term Slacktivism has been born. Slacktivism is the use of the internet to show support for a social campaign. It involves things like signing petitions online, sharing a post about something social change related, or writing a Facebook rant on an issue. So there are many other things that come under the Slacktivism banner, but in order to avoid this video turning into a big list, we'll move on. Now, the term Slacktivism comes from the words slacker, meaning someone who is lazy and doesn't put much effort into things, and activism. Because it includes the slacker part, the word has negative connotations. One reason for this is staying at home and doing stuff over the internet is far easier than actually going out and doing it on the streets. Often, the result is also far less powerful. Imagine if Martin Luther King Jr. did his famous I Have a Dream speech over a Facebook rant. I'm sure it would have had far less power and would have changed very little. However, Slacktivism can be incredibly useful. For example, there have been many successful campaigns on the petition site change.org, some successful with hundreds of thousands of supporters, and others successful with just a few hundred, depending on the scale of the issue. So Slacktivism can be helpful. If only one person signed, not much would be done. If 3 people sign, still, there's not going to be any change. If 50 people sign, there might be some small movement, but nothing really big will happen. But if 10,000 people sign, then that can be pretty persuasive. So in small numbers, Slacktivism is useless. But if many Slacktivists get together, things can be done. As stated in the Chronicle of Higher Education on Slacktivism, their power lies in their numbers, write the researchers. In the end, their aggregate contribution to the spread of project messages is comparable in magnitude to that of the core participants. Now onto the role of social media in activism. For this, we'll go to my parents who work at the Salvation Army Asylum Seeker and Refugee Support Service and go on many protests for the release of asylum seekers from detention. So, tell me about the activism work you do.
Well, I attend rallies in the city for refugees and asylum seekers, and I visit the detention centre in Broadmeadows where the asylum seekers are held, and I also interview and give emergency relief to asylum seekers.
Cool. So about how many people attend these rallies?
About 2,000. Or 2,000, 3,000, it depends on the rally.
Sometimes 6,000.
Some are snap rallies and some are set rallies that happen every year.
And how do you find out about these rallies?
Well, I find out about these rallies from my wife. But however, just let me say, when I visit the asylum seekers in the detention centre and when I interview them, they can be really depressed because they feel no one cares. And when they hear about these rallies, then it gives them hope and it gives them the idea that someone cares.
Alright, so for those who don't know, my dad does not have any social media accounts, he doesn't even have a phone. So Mum,
Yes.
How do you find out about these rallies?
Mostly through social media. I have a Twitter account and a Facebook account, but I mostly find out about the rallies via Twitter.
Awesome. So, do you think that the rallies would get the amount of people they would if they weren't posted about on social media?
I actually think most people do find out about the rallies via social media, so I think we'd be hard pressed to get many people to these rallies if it wasn't for social media platforms.
Alright, so do you do any posts on social media about these rallies and why?
Yeah, absolutely I do. I usually retweet them or share them on Facebook. Because absolutely I want people to know about them. And also I want people from within my organisation to know that representatives from the Salvation Army are involved, so I'll often write stuff about myself and post it online as well.
Alright, cool. Thank you for your time. So, in the digital age, some problems in relation to activism could be people thinking, oh, I've signed that petition, or I've shared that post, I've done my part. This is shown by Christopher K, White K, and Pelosa J, who say, across 5 studies, we demonstrate the existence of Slacktivism, wherein an initial act of token support does not lead to an increased willingness to provide more substantial contributions to the cause. These, however, can be powerful, as stated by Erica, when in her study of comment section of Facebook posts. A handful of respondents admitted to feeling conflicted upon hearing other people's experiences and reconsidered their perspectives. So, altogether, social media and Slacktivism does have some merit. It can cause a change, and this can be a big thing. However, most of the time, you'll probably get more done if you get out there and activize.
Okay, let's boogie! Yeah! One more time!
Slacktivism has been born. We're not done yet, Cracky.